Victoria's Premier has again shut down questions about a crash he and his wife were involved in 2013 that left a young cyclist with serious injuries. Julia Bradley is following the Labor campaign in Caulfield East in Melbourne's eastern suburbs. Julia, a witness has come forward backing up claims from the victim.
That's right, Danica. So 66-year-old Jane Crittenden, she was the first person on scene following this crash involving the Andrews family car and a young cyclist on the Mornington Peninsula back in 2013. And she's spoken to the Herald Sun for the first time since this incident took place, partly confirming some of the claims that have been made by the young victim, now 24-year-old Ryan Meuleman. So we've heard that Ryan Meuleman, following this incident, he sustained serious injuries. He was given an $80,000 compensation payout from the Transport Accident Commission, but the latest development is that he's now considering his legal options because he's claimed to the Herald Sun that the car being driven by Daniel Andrews' wife, Catherine, was driving at speed. He's claimed that he didn't give a police statement detailing his version of events, and he's also suggested that he was warned not to talk about the incident. Yesterday, Premier Daniel Andrews shut down 17 questions that were asked of him about these fresh claims. Here was his response today. A witness to the cyclist crash with your family car on the Mornington Peninsula in 2013, Jane Crittenden, has come forward backing up the version of events put forward by the victim yesterday. Asked whether you and Kath assisted Ryan at the crash scene, she's claimed, "I don't remember them helping. I don't ever remember them being down on their hands and knees doing too much." What do you make of these comments?
As I said yesterday, I've canvassed these matters in great detail and I've got no further comment to make. As I said, I've canvassed those matters at great length on multiple occasions and I've got no further comment to make. You'd need to speak to Victoria Police about those matters. Beyond that, I've canvassed these issues, these exact issues, at length on multiple occasions and I've got nothing further to say.
Catherine Andrews was out with Daniel Andrews on the first day of the official Victorian election campaign, but she wasn't there yesterday when these new claims came to light from the victim, Ryan Meuleman. She was out today with the Premier as he was in the hotly contested electorate of Caulfield, so I put some of these questions to her as well. So we heard yesterday that witness coming forward for the first time and suggesting that the car that was being driven by you and with the Premier as well was driving at speed. He says he was told to never talk about the incident and also that you left after calling 000. What do you make of those comments?
Julia, I don't know if you've ever been involved in an accident like this before. It was a terrible thing, so traumatic for everyone involved. Our kids were really little, like Joseph was only 5. Daniel's spoken about this, I've spoken about this, and I'm going to leave it there.
What do you make of those comments today from the witness who suggests that you weren't on your hands and knees helping? What do you make of those comments?
This really traumatic incident happened 10 years ago, so I've got no further comment to add.
So the focus for the Labor camp today was on animal welfare. The Premier announcing a $20 million animal welfare package. He made this announcement in Caulfield, this seat held by the Liberal Party, on an ultra-thin 0.2%. He says he wants to spend $20 million on animal welfare. A large portion of that would go towards building 6 new dog parks across Melbourne and 22 upgrades as well. And also $5 million of that package would be spent on supporting pet shelters.
And Julia, have we had an update on whether Daniel Andrews will take part in the Sky News Herald Sun People's Forum yet?
I put this to the Premier again today, Danica, asking him whether he is going to take part in this forum. We know that opposition leader Matthew Guy, his opponent, is going to be attending this forum. This is a forum that will give voters here in Victoria the chance to ask potential leaders questions, issues that matter to the most. The Premier is continuing to say he'll leave that up to his party officials to decide. Premier, I'm just wondering whether you've made a decision on whether you'll appear alongside Matthew Guy in the Sky News
you were going to
People's
ask this,
Forum.
and I was so keen to be able to give you an answer, but unfortunately, the answer you want, the party will deal with this in the usual way.
Surely you're not frightened to debate Matthew Guy?
I don't know that anybody suggested that. I certainly haven't suggested that. I hope nothing I've done would give anybody the impression that that was the case, because it most certainly isn't. But the party does do these matters, and they'll resolve them soon. And then when Sky asks me, I'll be able to say I'll be able to answer.
With all due respect, surely you have the power to say whether you want to go ahead with this debate or not.
Well, there are processes and they unfold in the usual way, and parties are talking and they'll continue to talk and there'll be a resolution, and then I'll be able to answer you.
We've heard a little bit already, Danica, about how stage-managed the Labor campaign has been thus far. The Premier hasn't been out in highly public areas. That was very different today, of course, out at a dog park, a very popular dog park in the area, and there were actually 2 hecklers that came up, one of them yelling out, "You're a disgrace."
Another busy day on the campaign trail. Julia Bradley, thank you.